Once upon a time, there were no numbers. Why were there no numbers? Because there was no language. Then someone invented language, but there were still no numbers. How many apples do you have? A bunch. Okay. And that was that. Then someone said, hey, I invented counting. How does it work? People asked. Like this. 1, 2. And they didn't know what came after 2. So they said, a bunch comes after 2. And everybody learned to count. 1, 2, many. Except the Piraha. They said, nope, I don't want to count. And they went to live in the Amazon and still don't have numbers today. People started getting better at counting because they learned the +1 rule. Just add 1. That's natural, they said. So these numbers got called the natural numbers. These numbers helped people learn how to farm. There was so much food. Then money showed up. Where did it come from? Nobody knows. Use me to buy and sell food and stuff. Okay, so people bought and sold stuff with money. They learned to add and subtract and invented negative numbers to represent when somebody owed too much money. Uh-oh, there's a problem. What's 1 minus 1?
I know,
said Brahmagupta from India.
It's 0.
Wow, said the rest of the world, except the Greeks who were confused. How can nothing be something, they asked, but nobody cared. Everyone started getting really creative with numbers by multiplying and dividing. Pythagoras got really excited about numbers and fractions and made a secret society that worshipped numbers. And you played bad music, and you couldn't eat beans, but you couldn't tell anyone you were doing this. Fractions rule the universe, Pythagoras said, but there was a problem. They couldn't figure out the distance between 2 opposing corners of a square. How long is this? I can't figure it out. It must be the most sacred fraction of them all. One of Pythagoras' followers, Hippasus, started thinking about it logically. It can't be a fraction. Well, then what is it? Said Pythagoras. It's a new kind of number. A non-fraction number. That's blasphemy. And Pythagoras killed Hippasus because he discovered the non-fractions, and he wanted to keep it a secret. Oops! The secret leaked out, and people started discovering all kinds of non-fractions like pi, and the golden ratio, and e, the number, not the letter. With these new numbers, humans could do all sorts of cool things like navigate the seas, calculate the distance to the moon, paint beautiful pictures and stuff. What is the square root of -1? Everybody said it wasn't a real number. A guy named Cardano said, it's a real number because it helps us solve equations. But everyone was uncomfortable with that. So they said, it can be a number, but it's not a real number. It's an imaginary number. Then the world realized that somehow these numbers were just as real numbers because they allowed us to invent electronic things like cell phones, computers, the internet, and they even helped us get to the moon. What will numbers be like in the future? Knock knock, it's the future. What kind of numbers are there? 4-dimensional numbers, called quaternions. 8-dimensional numbers, called octonions. Other numbers called tessarines. Wonder what numbers will come up next.